speech tonight is an inspirational speech, but I'm going to have to pull some of this from my audience, I feel like, tonight, to in some way inspire all of you. Albert Einstein, you have a little picture of him on your sheet with his tongue stuck out. He said that any life lived for anyone, get it right, any life lived for anyone except others is a life not well spent, or something to that effect. I just messed up the quote. But Einstein was a genius, but I disagree with him. I mean, when I read that, I thought, well, it sounds like he's saying unless you're totally self-sacrificing, unless you give your life, or unless you're a textbook hero, then your life is just in vain. I'm not sure if that's what he had in mind, but tonight I'm going to speak on a topic, pay it forward. And I hope to help you to see that you don't have to sacrifice your life. You don't have to be a hero to change the world. Ever since I was real young, I wanted to do something great. And here I am towards the end of my life, and I don't think I'm going to do anything great. But I hope to show you tonight how that small things can make a big difference. This Pay It Forward, how many have heard of Pay It Forward? I think most of you have, so I won't spend a lot of time explaining it. But there's different versions of it. But it actually, the history of this idea goes back to at least to 300 BC with the ancient Greeks. So it's even older than Christianity. And Benjamin Franklin actually wrote about it in a letter to a man. This was back in the 1700s. So this is something that has been around a long time. But more recently, there was a novel by Catherine Hyde. This was in 2000. And then a movie came about soon after that with the same title, Pay It Forward. And all of this brought about a foundation called Pay It Forward Foundation. It's been around for about 10 years. So it's not a new idea, but what I want to try to convince you of tonight is that small deeds of kindness make more difference than what we think. We think it couldn't be that important. It couldn't possibly change the world. But actually, it could, because the world that we're living in is not the same world, believe it or not, that our parents and our grandparents lived in. Technology has changed that. Things are changing at a rapid rate. Even if you listen to the news all the time, it's hard to keep up with it. Things are changing, and they're going to change whether we become involved or not. But if we become involved, then we can make sure that they change for the better, not for the worse. But the way this works, ideally, is I do something for 3 people, preferably strangers or people that I barely know. And when these people want to pay me back, and most people, if you do something for them, if they're decent people, they want to pay you back. But you say to them, I don't want you to pay me back. I want you to pay it forward. find 3 people, 3 strangers, or like I say, people you barely know, and people who are not able to pay you back, at least at that point. And you do something nice for these people. And when they want to pay you back, you say, no, I want you to go and find 3 people, 3 other people. And I want you to pay it forward. I want you to do something nice for them. Now you have 9 people. Those 9 people go out. They do something. Each one of them does something for 3 more people. Now you have 27. And you understand, if it's done correctly, it doesn't stay within your family, or within your friends, within your neighborhood. It spreads. And that's the reason for trying to do for strangers, or people you barely know. So it's not confined, it spreads out. When those 9 people do a good deed for 3 people, that's 27. It builds rapidly. In fact, Martha made me up a chart, and I didn't get a chance to make one for everyone. But I do have some handouts that I'll put in there on break about this. But when you get up to the 10th level, 10th cycle, you're up to over 59,000 people. So one small deed can make a difference in this world. It really can. And it really doesn't take very long until you're in the millions. I'll give you one example. This is just a small example, a very small deed. And it's close to here. It happened close to here in Marysville. This was in December of 2007. And this woman drove through Starbucks, drive-through, and she paid for her order, her drinks, and she told the employee at the window, she said, I want to pay for the customers behind me, in the car behind me. And she said, all she said was, just tell the folks to have a happy holiday. And she drove on. Well, the people in the car behind her were so touched, they were so impressed, they did the same thing for the people in the car behind them. And it just snowballed. It made the news, that helped. I don't know if you remember anything about this. And within 24 hours, close to 500 people, 500 customers had paid for the people in the car behind them, and also inside the restaurant, the customer that was standing behind them. So this is just a small example. I can give you, it doesn't matter about your age, whether you're rich or poor. There was a little boy in England who he saw that somebody was fixing to get a ticket, and he dug in his pocket and got out some coins, and he put just a few coins in the parking meter, and he saved somebody a $79 ticket. Of course, the city probably, or the county, whoever got that money, wasn't probably too pleased about that. Another person paid $10,000 for a woman to have a liver operation. And to this day, she doesn't know who it was, but she was glad that he paid it forward. So there's something, now you can wait until this happens, or you can start this now, but there's something called the International Pay It Forward Day. It's going to be on Thursday, April the 28th this year. And over 3 million people are going to be participating. You can become part of that, or you can start today or tomorrow. And I'm not telling you to do something that I'm not going to be doing. So I hope I inspired you just a little bit tonight.